Hey guys, it's Mr. Callum here. It's been a long time. I'm here to bring you some F1 2019 career gameplay. I'm only showing part 1, which is lead up from the first race until the Hungarian Grand Prix. I am racing with Sauber. My teammate is Kimi Raikonnen. So I picked out some clips and highlights of every race, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So yep, I am joined here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. As you can see, I've lost footage for the Australia Grand Prix and the Chinese Grand Prix too. I came 5th and a DNF. So we're here with Bahrain. I'm starting in P8. It's lights out and away we go here in Bahrain as I pull out to the outside. Hamilton's got a good start. Gasly, I think that is coming out to the inside. Rollins is going to dive into the inside of Magnussen. Yeah. And there's slight little tugs there as Rollins managed to get around the outside of Magnussen. I mean, look at this, like the highlights, slow motion, it's just amazing. We carry on later on in the race and they're diving in towards its inside of Charles Leclerc. Side by side going into the start finish straight. Who's going to come out on top? Some reason it's cut into the inside of my car, so I can't actually see what the fuck is going on. But by the looks of it, I think Leclerc may have pulled back a bit. So we're going to carry on moving on forwards, go around the outside of Kevin Magnussen. Brilliant overtake as we got Lucas Weber going into the pit stop. Magnussen's coming back in the inside. Butler's up in here. We got 3 wide going in here. It's Rollins, it's Magnussen, it's Ricciardo. Magnussen slowly ahead and it's cut off. And then once again go to the slow-mo pretty much. We got Weber right behind us as well. Going into the start finish straight, Rollins and Weber. Weber's catching up on DRS, slipstream going alongside. Side by side goes to Williams and the Alfa Romeo. Who will come out on top? Going into turn 1. It's Lucas Weber. Slow motion again. Absolutely brilliant. It's made the game a lot more decent now. And now I'm going to battle with Valtteri Bottas as I force him near enough to the wall, make him go into the wall. Nice clean drive with happy days. We're still behind Bottas going into turn 4. We're going to go down the inside of Valtteri Bottas and it's a complete overtake as we retake the lead in the Bahrain Grand Prix and we managed to get the first win of the season. Unbelievable racing. We're now on for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. As I said, we just missed, I've lost out the Chinese Grand Prix coverage, but we got a DNF anyway. We crashed out towards Weber. We started in P20 after a very poor qualified and practice weekend, and we're already up into P18 already. So looking into the inside of Devon Butler, completely overtake. Just then cut out, completely overtake on Lando Norris, diving in the inside of Alexander Albon. Brilliant move. I think he's managed to pull it off. Yes, he has. So next up is Daniel Ricciardo. I think. Is it Daniel Ricciardo? No, it's not. No, that's Lando Norris. It must have been Carlos Sainz that we overtook earlier. And we're going to go around the outside of Norris as we managed to completely overtake there. I know it's been cut off. And we're going to do the same again with Lance Stroll on the racing point. Overtake complete. Next up is Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo of the Renaults. DRS completed through now. Easy speed making through there. Getting past Daniel Ricciardo as he makes himself way into the pit stop. Unbelievable driving. We are slowly making our way through the field, and we're also doing that as well because there's cars coming out of the pit. We managed to overtake Hamilton, who is in the pit stop, but he's going to get DRS on us. Mercedes, Alfa Romeo. It's a no-brainer who's going to win it in the straight line speed. It's an absolute no-brainer as Hamilton completes the overtake on us. But we're going to go back on him again, going around the outside, and this time it's Charles Leclerc. Is it Charles Leclerc? I could not see the side of the car, but he's going to fight back on us. He's going to go around the outside. And we managed to beat him there. 3 wide going there. Weber, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, God's sake. But we managed to split in between the Williams and the Renault. Again, because we completed the move on Weber, but it was a slow ass race. We had a race of our own. And it gets to near the end of the race, which we'll get to eventually. We were right behind Max Verstappen, but we only managed to get P5. There we go, it's popped. There we go, up on the screen. Perfect. So now we're going to go into the next race, which is the Spanish Grand Prix. We are like had a look at the driver standings. We were 4th, I think we were, in the championship. We're heading into the Grand Prix, which will pop up right about anytime. Bam. We managed to get P2. Charles Leclerc in first place. The Mercedes in the second row. It's lights out and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Bottas has got a better start than us. We got McLaren in the middle of the pack. Verstappen's going to go around the outside. So is Ricciardo and Hamilton. Who's going to come out on top going into it? Rice is down to P4. Hamilton is splitting between myself and the Renault. Oh, Hamilton's been touched. I think he spanned there. So he's lost a couple of positions. We're now going to be behind the racing point of Lance Stroll, I think that is. Cars coming out of the DRS as well. Massive pack. The Ferrari as well. I think that's Charles Leclerc. But we managed to get the move on Lance Stroll, and we also managed to get the move on George Russell as well, as we're now going to approach the Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon. Back to the slow motion camera. It is absolutely amazing. In all honesty, this is how I made my YouTube video so far, because I prefer that than rather than this, because obviously it's 50% of the race. But then again, none of the times happened here. And as I'm speaking, I dive down the inside of Devon Butler. He loses part of his front wing as well, but that's not my fault. And throwback to the F2 championship that you do before you start your career mode, and Butler actually knocks off your front wing in the Austrian Grand Prix. So it's kind of a bit of a karma there. You know what happened last time. It's my turn this time. Carrying on now, and we're behind the Haas of, once again, Kevin Magnussen. It's the same as what happened to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've got a three-way battle in here. It's Raikkonen. Hang on, is that Grosjean? Oh, Grosjean. We must have completed the move on Magnussen. It's Grosjean, it's Raikkonen, it's myself. 3 wide going into that corner, and we managed to pull off the move. I know it's been cut off, but obviously I know how the race went, but also this was the race that we had a gearbox issue as well, so we was closing up on the podium as well, but obviously gearbox issue, so we ended up coming behind Max Verstappen and then finishing in P4. Interesting there. So far so good in this championship. Next up is the Monaco Grand Prix, the dual race on the Formula 1 calendar. I mean, everyone knows the Monaco Grand Prix is by far the best circuit on the calendar. Change my mind. Anyone watching this wanted to change my mind, put yourselves in the comments. What would be the favourite? What would be the best Grand Prix in the Formula 1 calendar, and why? So anyway, moving on. We got 5 headlights. The Ferrari and the Red Bull in the front row. It's lights out, the way we go. We are in P3 in a minute. We had Mercedes of Hamilton, but we got off to a terrible start there. But we still managed to get down the inside of the 2 Renaults and managed to hold on to P4. Hamilton is up into 3rd, and we're moving on forward. We took a pit stop, so this is lap maybe 12, I think this is. We're behind the McLaren of Carlos Sainz, I think it is. Then we have the Haas of, once again, Kevin Magnussen, and I'm hoping this time I got it right. We're going to dive down the inside of Norris, complete the overtake, and looking through the shot now, we're pretty much having a race of our own, pretty much. But obviously, we also had the issue with gearbox in this race as well, because I couldn't change my gearbox, because otherwise I'll have to face a grid penalty, which I didn't really want. I'm trying to avoid that this season, so hoping to see how long my gearbox can last and go from there. Now this is what I mean. Slow motion camera, it's brilliant. Look at it, it's brilliant. The same as what they do in the slow motion cameras that they do at Grand Prix. It's amazing. And as I'm speaking, we dive down the inside of Kevin Magnussen. We lose part of the front wing there, I think, so that could affect us in the race in later due course. We're going to dive down the inside of Lando Norris. Contact made, but we managed to go over. It wasn't excessive. I didn't get a warning. I didn't get a penalty either. And whilst I was speaking, we overtook the Williams of Lucas Weber, I think, who came out in the pit stop there, because we had to make a pit stop to change our front wing. But unfortunately, for some reason, it didn't go well. So there we go. We got Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, Alexander Albon, myself I think this is, I think we're in P6 at the minute, because I think the drivers in front still had to pit. But we're going to dive down the inside of Albon, up into P5. Brilliant. And once again, slow motion camera, nothing else happened, and we ended up finishing P2. Sergio Perez behind in P3, Charles Leclerc in P4 in his home Grand Prix. Max Verstappen won that race. 5 red lights again. Here we are in Canada. We're in P1 ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. It's lights out and away we go. Here we are in Canada. Bottas and Hamilton get a better start than me, but we're going to keep to the outside and the inside of Bottas. Move ourselves back up into P2. Leclerc and Ricciardo battling behind us. Going down here, Bottas had a quick little sneak peek, but he didn't complete the move. Further down, Hamilton's ahead of Verstappen. Then we got a large Stroll going into the pits. I think that was a bit of a corner cut, but I didn't get the warning for that somehow. So we move ourselves into P3, I believe we were in. So we just got the Mercedes of Hamilton and the Red Bull of Verstappen. Is that Verstappen? No, it's Gasly. So we overtake Pierre Gasly. Oh no, we weren't P3. There was a couple of cars ahead. Anyway, moving on. Well, I know pretty much like what positions I finished in the races anyway, but trying to get the running commentary through the whole thing, because it's just a quick draft idea about how I would look to do videos. And whilst I'm speaking, Hamilton's trying to overtake me, but I completely shut the door. He lost part of his front wing as well, so that's going to affect his race in later course, like what happened to me in Monaco. Driving through, didn't get a corner cut there. Once again, it's a bit strange about how, like, I mean, the time trial is classed as exceeded track limits, but you're not even leaving the track. So anyway, moving on, we've got Hamilton behind us now. Hamilton's looking to overtake us again. We're trying to keep the door shut, keep him to the outside, so he's going to struggle around there. Little bit of downforce there, going down the main straight towards the penultimate corner. Hamilton's going around the outside, completes the overtake nice and easy. Because like I said in, was it Bahrain I said it? Mercedes against Alfa Romeo. It's a no-brainer about this. Oh no, it's Azerbaijan, sorry. Azerbaijan, no, I managed to do that. Forward it on, we've got the two Mercedes behind us, but we win for the second time this season. Wow, absolutely brilliant. Moving on to the French Grand Prix. 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. I think we were down in P8 perhaps? P8, P6, I can't even remember. But like I said, I know where we finished. Anyway, we got forced to the outside there, so we got moved down to P10 as Magnussen and Hulkenberg get past us, but we managed to get past Hulkenberg straight away. Same for Magnussen as well, keeping to the inside. Will we be able to complete the overtake of Magnussen? Yes, we will. And during that point, we managed to get past Charles Leclerc as well. But Leclerc is going to look to get us on the DRS straight. Not long enough though. Moving on forward, everyone's starting pitting now, so the race is just going to get more quieter and quieter. I think someone was in the pits. Was it the Mercedes? I think it was a Hamilton. There was a Red Bull in there as well. There's a Renault as well. So I think in that point we moved up into P1 in the lead of this French Grand Prix. No, we didn't, because there was more cars in front of us. I think we were P5. Now we're going to move up to P1. Only just though, because the Red Bull of Max Verstappen coming out of the pits nearly went into the side of him actually. But luckily we didn't. Moving on again, because we had to pit for the second time, so we were further down the grid, overtaking Devon Butler, our main rival who was in F2, and our main rival who we chose for this season. We're going to side by side with Lando Norris. Who's going to come out top? Norris has got the inside. We're going to keep to the outside of him. Can we complete the overtake? I think we did. I'm not sure unless we got him on this start finish straight. Managing to catch up on the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Trying to find the way past it. Going to look right to the outside. Not going to happen. Slow motion camera again. I keep saying the timing again, but it's brilliant. But we ended up getting P4 in there. Little sad face there, because I mean, one race you finish in first, the next race you finish in fourth. It's a bit meh. Anyway, moving on. We are now in the Austrian Grand Prix. currently leading the championship ahead of Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, who's starting to pick up. So I lose now in some positions, but we're side by side. Hamilton gets away very easily, then it's Bottas, then it's Gasly, then Vettel, Leclerc, Gasly, myself, Hamilton, myself, and Charles Leclerc. I'm looking around to go to the outside of Hamilton, forcing him onto the curb, so it gives me better traction and better exit from that corner. Brilliant. We'll have the two rows there behind us of Hulkenberg and Ricciardo. Putting myself to the race right now. I think I saw someone come in. I think it was the Mercedes of Hamilton. But we're going to move on from there as we move ourselves into the podium places. As I think Max Verstappen was ahead of taking a corner. Oh no! A Sebastian Vettel moment. I've spun. And that's going to lose our place to Hamilton. Unbelievable. The race was going so well. We was in P2. And we spun and we managed to lose ourselves a position. Charles Leclerc is in the lead. I'm in P2 because Hamilton pitted, but he's going to look into the inside to overtake. Has he managed to do that? Yes, he did. And the reason why I was going so slow after that spin is because after I spun, the virtual safety car was released, so I had to slow down. But during this point, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton pit. So I move myself into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix, hoping this time I won't spin like I did earlier, but I did pit, and Hamilton's very close. Oh, we touch! Hamilton loses a bit of front wing. It's Canada all over again, as Hamilton loses part of his front wing. Oh no, I spoke too soon! We spin again, we caught too much of the curb. We spin. And it's going to lose us valuable places. And as you can see, the rain is falling as well, so we have to pit for intermediates. Despite those two spins and the change in weather, we do, however, manage to finish in P3 of the Austrian Grand Prix. Moving on to Britain, my home Grand Prix, and also the Grand Prix that just finished on the weekend. If you're hearing some noises in the background, I do apologise because there's a load of talking and there's a load of noises as well. The garage is getting through. And Hamilton spin! Hamilton spin! I don't know how it happened because I couldn't get a close up. But Hamilton spun and he's at the back of the grid. So Max Verstappen takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Then it's myself, then Pierre Gasly, and I'm looking. Oh, we go a little bit wide there. Verstappen now goes into the pits, so it makes me in lead of the British Grand Prix. As I'm waving past my fans, warming up the tyres because safety car, well, the virtual safety car was released, I think. And if you hear me sniffing a lot, I do apologise. Hay fever is a complete bitch. Slow motion. No, the safety car was out. My bad. So Verstappen was leading the race ahead of myself. Charles Leclerc was behind me as well. And I think that's the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. So he did well to get there as well. Then there's the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. I think at this point the safety car is coming in this lap. So we started to slow down. Verstappen started to slow up the pack. I'm going to move on forward. Verstappen got better exit than us, shall we say. Charles Leclerc managed to get past us, and during that point, sorry, I'm mumbling words like it's just one thing's happening after another. We're battling with Charles Leclerc, but we managed to get overtake him in the next lap. So we're in the lead. Oh, we lose a bit of. We're going to the grass a little bit. We nearly spin, but we didn't. But Charles Leclerc is going to go for the inside of us. Manages to complete the overtake. But we're going to close up now. It's Verstappen, Leclerc, and myself battling for first, second, and third. So who's going to get out? I don't know. We're going to side-by-side battle. Verstappen completely overtake in the last corner, and we managed to get P2 in our home Grand Prix. And we're here in a very sodden German Grand Prix. Who remember last year's German Grand Prix, and when the race finished, and after when there's having the title celebrations, it started belting it down. It's unbelievable. But now it's vice versa of that. Ricciardo looked to get into the inside of us, didn't get the overtake done. We were side by side in a battle with Pierre Gasly, who we managed to get past, and also the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. We managed to slip inside, but behind Gasly is Hamilton, Leclerc and myself. This is the second, third and fourth in the Grand Prix. Unless there's someone majorly ahead, I don't think there is. I think that's Sebastian Vettel in the lead. We've managed to get the overtake on Gasly, closing up on Charles Leclerc as well. Keeping behind. I think we managed to get past him. Yes, we did. But this is 2 laps later on, and we're right behind Lewis Hamilton, fellow Brit, 5-time world champion. Looking into the inside, we did manage to complete the overtake as Hamilton went into the pits. So we're now ahead on full wets. And there's pit, yep, because you could tell Hamilton went to the pit, because there is Pierre Gasly right behind us as well as we slid through the first corner. But then we had to pit because, as you can see, it's dried up. So I put on the complete wrong strategy and fitted on the mediums rather than the softs. So yeah, I'll be like, my racing won't be affected, but everyone else was fitting softs, and I knew that if I would have pitted, it would have put me further down the grid, potentially even out of the top 10 as well. So there was Vettel coming out of the pits as well. So we now take the lead. Nice little slow-mo camera. We've got Hamilton, there's Vettel ahead of us, but we are managed to get P2 in the German Grand Prix. Hamilton third and Sebastian Vettel got first place. So as you can see, look, quick little update on the championship. Well, yep, as you can see, we are 12 points ahead of Sebastian Vettel, 14 ahead of Hamilton and Leclerc. Verstappen and Bottas completing the top 6. Then we have Bottas and Hülkenberg. Yep, that's just confirmation about who won the race there. Quick little standards chicken to the constructors. Ferrari 35 points ahead of Mercedes. Then we have Red Bull and Alfa Romeo in 4th. So very interesting how the championship could end up. So now we move on towards Hungary, the last race before the nice long summer break for the Formula 1 drivers. And it's lights out and away we go for one final time before the summer holidays for the drivers. The 2 Mercedes, the Ferraris, the Red Bulls and the Renaults go through, and we got the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, I think that is, diving in the inside. Ricciardo's looking for the inside as well, but manages to slip in behind Rollins. We've forward it on now. We're still behind Magnussen. We got Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas, Vettel, Gasly, Hülkenberg. I dived to the outside of Magnussen. Did we manage to complete the overtake? Yes, we did, because we had the Red Bull right next to us. We went to the pits. We're now in the battle once again with Devon Butler completely overtaken him. We've got the 2 Toro Rossos behind us now. We overtook Albon earlier on in the race as we came out the pit. There's a couple of drivers coming to the pit stop now. We got Weber, Perez, Sainz, Hülkenberg and myself. In DRS range, I noticed Lando Norris. I do apologise in that. We managed to overtake both of the Renaults. Norris got the worst out of it. Hülkenberg managed to overtake him. Lance Stroll, that is. So we keep it to the inside and complete the overtake. Next up is Lucas Weber. We managed to overtake him very easily. Nicely done. Left the space. Happy days. Next up is our teammate Kimi Raikonnen. We're going to keep to the outside of him. Completely overtake. Didn't fully go off the circuit as we managed to keep in the inside line and completely overtake. But even over that, we're still battling. The 2 Alfa Romeos. Raikkonen to the outside. Myself to the inside. Who's going to come out on top? Myself, of course. But also we had the same issue as what we did at the Spanish Grand Prix. At this point here was where we had the gearbox issue. So that affected us into the last coming laps. As you can see, we're driving ever so slowly. We come round the last corner now, but with that gearbox, yep, as you can see right there, and we managed to finish P5. So with the end of the first half of the season, we are leading the championship of Hamilton and Leclerc. Part 2 will be the second half of the season, which I'll bring to you very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you very soon in the next vid.